Let's go and learn the next example. Here we are adding additional complexity, like we are pushing the boundary to see if the models can understand things like elements within the world, like camera and the compositions, things like that. So what we are trying to learn here is working with the color palettes and compositions. So the prompt what we are going to use is capture a close-up portrait of a Cavalier Spaniel in golden hour light bokeh background. So it has a lot of these elements, like one, the close-up portrait, that's like a camera angle, and then golden hour is like the element within our world, like to see if it understand that. And second, the third element is the bokeh background, is like the blurry background within the portrait. So let's see if we can go and run it and see what output we are going to get. All right, so let's go run this in both Copilot, and let's go back to the presentation to see what we are learning here. So what it is going to teach us is the composition and photography terms. So these are, we are introducing new concepts. In your real world, you can introduce your own concept. If you are trying to learn something about AI, introduce that concepts there. I'm pretty sure these concepts are known to this model, so that you don't have to over explain things. You can specify the word, it can give you the output and things like that. The lesson what we are going to learn here is it is going to mimic the real photography framing by just looking at the word and interpret that to create the output for us. All right, so it looks like our image is created. It's a serious looking spaniel for the portrait, and it introduced definitely the bokeh effect and the golden hour and things like that. This is quite intense for my particular style. So let's see what Copilot Personal have come up with. This looks so adorable. I love the eyes. All right, so that's the final output. So I would really love this interpretation of it. This is what exactly what I had in my mind, with a bokeh effect with some sunlit bokeh in the background, the golden hour, and a very close-up portrait of a Cavalier Spaniel. So I'm gonna copy this, add it to our collection, and let's go to the 12th example. In the 12th example, we are introducing elements like accessories and personality. What we are going to learn here is how can we set the mood and ambience through prompt design. The prompt what we are going to try here is illustrate a fashionable Cavalier Spaniel wearing a bow tie and glasses sitting in a coffee shop. That's going to be fun. So here what we are learning here is adding accessories like bow tie, glasses, then a settings here is a coffee shop. Uh, Personality, I just want to see how the personality is going to shine up based on what model is going to create. So let's go and run this. Send this to both Copilot, and let's go back to our presentation. All right, so what we are learning here is first and foremost adding elements like accessories and personality. Personality, we want to see like what personality and character design the model is going to come up with. If you are not particularly happy with the personality or the character design, you can always go and iterate. In the last example, I didn't particularly like the personality of the dog in the Copilot work one. It looks a bit intense and serious. I like the adorable puppy eyes in the personal one. So if you feel like it is not shining the personality what you had in your mind, you can always go and change it. But at the same time here, what we are focusing here is the accessory elements. So is it a fashionable Cavalier Spaniel? Is it wearing a bow tie? Is it wearing a glasses? These are the accessories we are introducing into this prompting. And the lesson of this particular prompt is to learn about when you add these elements, it brings the personality and style to the subject. Let's go back. Let's go back to the output. All right, here you can see that there are 4 versions of a Cavalier Spaniel wearing a bow tie and glasses in a cozy coffee shop. Let's see what Personal have come up with. All right, this looks so vintage, and like the mood setting is definitely a cozy, but it looks like a vintage looking old school traditional coffee shop, and the elements are shining through. Like 2 elements we asked, the accessories are the glasses and the bow tie. This is quite good. So I'm going to copy that image, add it to the collection. All right, so let's go to next example. Here we are trying to learn if the model can understand these cultural influences and things like that. So incorporating metaphors or abstract styles to understand if it is going to pick up and give us the response. The prompt here, what we're going to use is create a Japanese ink painting of a Cavalier Spaniel in a Zen garden. So if you look at the prompt, it had couple of cultural metaphors like Japanese ink painting and Zen garden. And let's see if that is going to pick up these elements. Let's copy the prompt and run it. Run this in both the Copilot. Go back to the presentation to learn a bit more about it while that is creating that image. So in this prompt, we are introducing a new concept like metaphors and abstract styles. We asked it to create based on a Japanese ink painting and include that element called Zen garden within that. So what it is teaching us is like you can incorporate things like cultural style and context into your prompt. It understand that, and the lesson what it is trying to show is how cultural context affect the image style. Let's go back to the output. All right, so I didn't know that the Japanese ink painting is purely black and white themed. That is quite fascinating to learn. Of course, our adorable dog is sitting in a Zen garden. That is quite good too. Looking really, really nice, impressive. Then let's go to the personal one. Oh, this even looks adorable. I do love the background cherry blossom tree, I guess. But the leaves didn't come out quite well. But I love the tiny lighthouse or a temple, the Zen garden. That is quite impressive. So I'm going to copy this and let's add this into our pack. Let's look into our next example, mixed mediums. Here, what we are trying to learn is directing the framing and layout in the visual generation. So the prompt what we are going to use is generate a mixed media artwork combining pencil sketch and watercolor of a Cavalier Spaniel. So you are incorporating multiple style into one. In a real life, it is quite difficult to do that. You need to have a very skillful artist to do that, and that particular artist need to know multiple skills. What we are trying to learn here is how we can incorporate two or three mediums. So let's copy the prompt and run it in both the Copilot. And let's go back to the presentation pack. All right, so what it is trying to teach us here is multiple styles into one. So in your real life, if you can think of two different styles or two different components or two different activities you're trying to do, how we can incorporate that in a single prompt to make it a cohesive one. And second, it encourages the stylistic blending as well. So in this particular image, what we are trying to do is blend two types of image. One is the pencil sketch element, another one is the watercolor element. Let's go back to the output. All right, so you can clearly see that there is definitely a pencil sketching happening for the outline and drawing of this particular portrait or the image of the King Charles Spaniel. And in the background and on the foreground as well, there is a watercolor elements running through. So let's see what Copilot Personal have come up with. Yeah, of course, you can see the pencil sketching foreground in terms of like giving the outline and stuff like that. And of course, to finish off the touching, there is a watercolor element spread over the entire picture. That is quite cool. Let's add it to the pack. So that's what a mixed medium type of prompting can do. Like you can incorporate two different style or compositions and include that into a single blended mode. All right, let's do a little bit of formatting. All right, looks good. Let's go to the 15th example. Here we are trying to learn action and energy. What we are trying to learn is adding some sort of an action move. Like we learned one, we didn't even specify the action. Like, you know, in I think example 6 or 7, we asked it to use a narrative format where in a lavender field the dog was in a flight mode. That's an action. So here we are combining artistic tools and techniques in the prompt. So the prompt is draw a Cavalier Spaniel leaping over a puddle with ears flapping in the wind. So there are quite a lot of things. One, ears flapping, and I'm sure this should we expect it to be super happy. And the wind element of it, I'm super curious to see how the model is going to incorporate the wind element without too obvious, but still in a subtle format. Let's copy the prompt, go back to both Copilot, and run this prompt. And let's go back to the pack. What we are trying to learn here is motion depiction, like how models can understand these motion or the phrases like leaping over, ears flapping, and things like that. And wind is obviously, when you compare that with emotion, definitely it is an added element to it. Then the lesson, what we are going to learn is adds energy and dynamicism to a static image. So if you incorporate these sort of phrases compared to the first one, what we asked is like create an image of a spaniel dog. Here you're gonna get a spaniel, but it's with more energy and dynamicism compared to a static image. So let's see what it's gonna come up with. All right, so it's definitely leaping over. It looks so happy. I can see that ears are flapping. To understand the air element, I can kind of make out this by looking at the air and which direction it is flapping. And let's see, the puddle looks really good. Like, touching the puddle, it creates a ripple effect and a bouncy feeling, and that's quite good. The next one, what we are going to look here is how it is going to depict here. All right, so here the element is really good. The ear is definitely flapping. It is retaining the glasses. I didn't ask it to retain the glasses. And it is retaining the bow tie. Oh my god, from the previous iteration. Unless I tell, hey, start from scratch, it is going to retain some of the element from the previous one. All right, that's good. But here, I think the model trying to depict the wind by showing the raindrops, because we said the puddle, it added another element called raindrops, and the raindrops is landing and falling in a particular direction because of the wind. So that actually emphasizes the motion and the element of wind there and stuff like that. So that is quite clever. With a small prompt like that, what we could achieve was amazing result, I would say. All right, so let's copy this image and go back to the pack and add this.